Welcome to the June 2021 Virtual Summit here at On Point Mentors. My name is Collin Miles, aka The Numbers Guy, and this month's question is, what is your best advice for maintaining mental wellness and resilience? Well, I decided as the Numbers Guys to Entrepreneur that I was going to need some help in answering this question, as I immediately thought of one of our awesome clients. Laura Meany, Managing Director of Hampson Coaching, who is a resilience coach, and she kindly sent me some background notes on the topic. Laura's an amazing coach, and I also know that she helps many clients with this exact topic. This is a great example, as it's not always about what you know, but it's more about who you know. In my mastermind program, Let the Numbers Decide, I talk a lot about not doing things alone, and that often strength, and in this case mental wellness, comes from sharing a problem, and in most cases halves, as the old saying goes. The problem shared is a problem halved. And if you stay to the end, I'd love you to grab a free ebook, as I make it my mission to help all entrepreneurs become fluent in accounting, the language of business, by visiting my mastermind website, letthenumbersdecide.com. The mindset of finding the right resource in our newly launched mastermind, as many people look to transition from an employee to an entrepreneur. And I've created an ebook on the subject, and please do check it out. Like all topics, it's important to start at the beginning. So let's look at the dictionary definition of resilience. It states it is the ability to bounce back after setbacks and being able to overcome adversity. Being resilient also means being flexible, adaptable, and seeking help when you need it. As I said, a problem shared is a problem halved. This means you can be resilient, yet still feel stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, or suffer with a range of mental health problems. Resilience is more how you then overcome these challenges and develop them into opportunities. And resilience is a quality we learn through experience. And as I say, Laura Meany has put a great deal of effort into this topic for me. So thank you once again. Laura actually feel and suggest that we can do to improve our overall well-being and increase our chance of bouncing back after setbacks. Well, as budding entrepreneurs, you'll be familiar with setbacks, and it's how you approach them that can make the difference between success and failure of your fledgling business adventure. So she identifies you can do this by the following 5 areas. 1, let's look at what you're doing right now. Number 2, working out the triggers for stress and anxiety. Number 3, learn and practicing some new techniques which we can explore. Number 4, the reflection of what works and what doesn't work. It's always important to not follow the Einstein belief of doing the same thing over and over again and expecting to get a different result. And number 5, consistency in a new approach to life once you've identified some of these triggers. We're going to look at each of these areas in a little bit more detail as we move through. So the first one, what do you do right now? Well, a great visual, as she identifies in her ebook, comes from the Maslow hierarchy of needs. I do love a graphic, and particularly if it's a pyramid, very similar to the pyramid of wealth that we use in other programs. So let's look at your physiology, i.e. what are you eating and what are you drinking? Safety. This is important and more relevant now than ever. It's important, sometimes hard, to see past these initial feelings and identify what our triggers are. As Laura goes on to mention, triggers in mental health terms refers to something that affects your emotional state, often significantly by causing extreme overwhelm or distress. And with COVID around at the moment and continuing to play on people's mind, this is having a big impact. And feeling safe in our environment, both at work, at home and at play, is a fundamental need. COVID has pointed out, we know it used to be a trip to get to the supermarket was very relaxing, and now it's turned into a really anxious inducing event. Worried about getting too close to people, worried about hand washing, etc. COVID-19 has created additional triggers to our already existential existence, and it's hard to see how anxiety it's not hard to see how hard anxiety has increased so dramatically. But being aware of it is key to how you move forward. Then there's social. Have people around you who care about you and whom you care about. So again, put yourself in the right environment, surround yourself with positive people. Self-esteem is so important these days. It's where you look at your self-confidence and what you feel good about. And don't forget, you need to have success symbols, triggers that make you feel good about yourselves. Get other people to reinforce those by just a well done every now and again isn't going to go, it goes a long way and isn't too hard to offer. The third element, or the final element on the pyramid, is self-accomplishment. Finally, we all need that feeling of accomplishment, as this helps truly reflect on our outlook. So feeling positiveness in even the little things. We explore some of that topic in the April summit, so do check some of the other videos. They can be found on my YouTube channel, link coming across the screen, and also by visiting milesbetterconversation.com, and check out the other summits on Point as well. So lots of things about positivity as well. Step 2 is called stress and anxiety triggers, and it's important that you identify what these are. A great tool is perhaps to take a journal, write down things that cause you to get stressed, when you feel uncomfortable, be it physical or psychological symptoms, so that you can refer back to them. Because remember, we're going to look to change the mindset. It's also worth noting that whilst working, that you may notice some triggers that fall into positive and that fall into a negative. So again, it's worth keeping that journal if you're feeling that there are triggers within your life that is causing your mental wellness to be challenged. Accepting that we're in a journey and we're not expected to be perfect at everything, and as entrepreneurs we like to think we need to be, can also be fundamental to accepting these failures and triggers. Learning, of course, is part of our development. We did so much of it at school, and for some reason we stopped when we left school. But as a business coach and somebody who's hopefully listened to these summits, I hope you realise that there is value in reaching out and working with a coach, a mentor, Laura on resilience, myself on the business, and there are many other members within the On Point program. 3 is tools and techniques. There's a minefield of tools and techniques out there. So picking one of those can be difficult, but for a sense of general well-being and resilience, here are some recommendations that Laura has. Daily gratitude. Remember every day 3 things that you are thankful for and that you can get through your darkest days. There's also something, however, there's always something small, however small it is, something that you did well, something that was enjoyable, something that can reinforce positive thinking. We explore a little bit of that when we actually interviewed Laura Meany recently on the entrepreneurial series, which you can find on my YouTube channel, and you can find more on her website as well. Daily reflection. Now, I'm not going to get too guru-like on you. I'm the numbers guy, remember. But using a simple daily reflection tool helps us recognise what we did well. And there'll be things, even making a cup of tea, a cup of coffee. Remembering what we do not need to do brilliantly at everything. Remembering that we don't need to be brilliant at everything. But that things that we do attempt, there can be some success. Another great quote comes from Ken Blanchard from the 1 Minute Manager. Catch people doing things right. The minute I invest in my team is the best time of my life. Those type of things, it's worth thinking about. Trying something is better than doing nothing. And then the third point is daily mindfulness. Again, getting a little bit voodoo, but learning something simple mindfulness techniques can help calm our minds and keep us focused. Even Apple's got in on the game. If you've got an Apple Watch, you can set it to give you reminders to breathe. You can have flow playlists. Just taking time out of your day to realise that your brain needs to pause a little bit. Find that headspace. Taking a few minutes out to slow down, to breathe. I know sounds a little voodoo, a little guru-y, but trust me, it works. It will help your overall well-being, your mental health, and your resilience. Tips from Laura just keep coming. Her next one is self-compassion exercises. Being kind to yourself and only saying to yourself what you would say to your friends is important for mental well-being. We're too quick to judge ourselves, and human nature is that we pick up negatives first. Remember the thing, a bad review, you're going to tell 10 people. Positive review, you don't tell more than 1 or 2. But we need to turn that round. Something positive, we should shout about it. Tell 10 people how great things are and not 1 negative. The news is terrible at this. It's all about the negative news. However, practicing being kind to ourselves helps us be kind to others. Listing everything you're good at, all your skills, qualification and achievements, treat it like an interview and review what you're good at. I also believe in surrounding yourself with positive symbols of success. One that I have in front of my desk every day is caution, genius at work. I'm not a genius, but it makes me smile when I look at it and makes me realize that actually I am my own control, my own destiny, and I should look to things that are being positive. Number 4 of the 5 topics that we talked up right at the beginning is called reflection on what works. Daily reflection can help work out what's gone well and what we need to improve on. A simple technique is to do at the end of each day is to recall, as we talked about earlier, 3 things that went well, 1 thing that I could do perhaps 10% better. Keep a journal, write things down. I use whiteboards to capture some of my ideas and beliefs, and I'm going through a mentor program at the moment that talks about setting out your goals for tomorrow, tonight, so that when you actually turn off, your brain starts to think, I know what I'm going to do in the morning, and therefore your brain is starting to shut down to recharge during the night because it knows that its number 1 priority has been written down and ready to go. Come to the end of the list, it's called consistency. Being consistent in our efforts means that they can become a habit. Remember that it takes days to become a habit. The belief is about 30 days to create the habit and 90 days to break it. This means creating a positive habit will be harder to break and last for years ahead if we continue our focus in building our resilience and ability to succeed no matter what. My final words of advice come from our client Laura, who we couldn't thank enough for the contents to this video. And in her words, finally, we all need help from time to time, and asking for this is important in helping us overcome these challenges and succeeding despite adversity. In fact, it's a skill worth learning now. It might be a friend, partner, or a coach. Coaches offering you a non-judgmental space and a place where to work through your challenges and create goals that you will make things happen. Hampson Coaching supports you in whatever you are facing, offering training, development, and coaching to help you be the best of yourself. Should you want more information about what Laura and the team at Hampson Coaching do, then please visit hampsoncoaching.com, and I'll put that in the links as well. We've covered a lot in this virtual summit today, and I thank you for your interest. As I mentioned at the beginning, as a business mentor, I help clients work in real time using plain speak so that they can make powerful decisions. And this means I can stay true to my principles and understand how best to help clients grow, scale, and profit faster. Which is why I've just launched a brand new online course that uses all of these strategies, touches on the mindset of resilience, and I'm calling it Let the Numbers Decide. A 5-pillar program to help all entrepreneurs launch or grow their new business idea and to overcome the fear of failing. I'd love you to visit letthenumbersdecide.com to learn more about the course. Plus, to help support the launch and my mission to help as many people become fluent in accounting, the language of business, I'm offering a free ebook as well as a discovery call when you visit the website. I hope you will join me this year in finally taking the plunge to overcome the someday and launch your own successful business and allow us in a small way to be part of that journey. Thank you for your interest in the summit, and I look forward to working with you in launching your new business in 2021.